6 o'clock news starts now on Fox 12 Oregon.
This wonderful angel that touched everyone's lives is gone.
3 lives shattered by a masked gunman.
He was just a great neighbor and, always leaving.
He fired about 10 or 15 rounds out here, and then the gun jammed on him.
A girl fighting for her life in a hospital bed.
It's clear to me that she's a very brave young woman.
The man behind the mask identified.
My friend called me and I came back just when she told me the shooter was your neighbor.
The unthinkable, right here in one of our local malls.
I had about 8 shots go directly over my head, hit the wall behind me.
It's just crazy that something like this could happen in your own home.
The 6 o'clock news starts now. And good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Wayne Garcia.
And I'm Shauna Parsons. Tonight, the tragic reality is settling in. 2 lives lost. A caring hospice nurse who was described as an angel and a youth football coach who was just starting a new business at the mall.
These are just some of the stories that we're hearing after the tragic shooting at the Clackamas Town Center. We're also learning more about the gunman, 22-year-old Jacob Roberts of Southeast Portland. Sheriff deputies say that Roberts parked his car outside Macy's at the Clackamas Town Center, then entered through the food cart and then fired his semi-automatic rifle.
Caught in the gunfire, Cindy Ewell, Steve Forsyth, and 15-year-old Christina Shevchenko, who's still in the hospital. Our Fox 12 news team coverage is covering all angles of the story, from the victims to the survivors and the gunman.
And our team coverage begins with Laura Rios, who is live at Clackamas Town Center. Laura?
Yeah, this is the picture of the shooter, 22-year-old Jacob Roberts. Investigators say he's the person who is responsible for inflicting pain on thousands of people here at Clackamas Town Center yesterday. The mall still remains closed. Eventually, it will reopen and return to normal here, but it's going to be a long time if ever the people affected by this tragedy will ever be able to feel normal again.
I just heard people screaming and saying, I'm shot, and then people running for their lives.
Sheer panic in Clackamas Town Center as a masked gunman interrupted an afternoon of holiday shopping, firing a semi-automatic rifle through the food court Tuesday.
I had about 8 shots go directly over my head, hit the wall behind me, break some of the tiles that were on the wall. Thank God there were some big pillars in front of the taco time. I was able to get down behind them.
Some raced for the exits. Others hid in the back rooms of stores for hours, too afraid to leave.
We didn't know if they were in our store, if they were coming towards us, or where anything was, because we couldn't see anything.
Investigators have now released a timeline outlining the shooter's path as he made his way through the busy shopping center before taking his own life. Sheriff Craig Roberts says the gunman, Jacob Roberts, parked his car on the south side of the mall, ran through Macy's and into the shopping center, where he opened fire in the upper-level food court, shooting and killing 2 people. Steve Forsyth and Cindy Ewell died here. The sheriff says Roberts then moved east, past the Macy's home store, and went down service stairs to the lower floor toward JCPenney. That's where officers found his body, 22 minutes after the first 911 call. The sheriff says a third victim, Christina Shevchenko, was shot in the food court area. Despite her injuries, she was able to leave the mall. Officers found her outside near REI. In the following hours, officers went from store to store, evacuating terrified shoppers and employees and searching the mall to make sure the danger was eliminated. A memorial is now growing on the north side of the mall, a tribute to the 2 innocent lives lost and the thousands more who survived. While it could have been much worse, Sheriff Roberts says there is no underestimating what happened here.
All of us have to recognize that this was a heartbreaking tragedy by any standard. And many, many people will be affected by this terrible act of violence every day for the rest of their lives. And we should keep them in our thoughts and prayers.
Investigators think Roberts acted alone using a stolen weapon. They say it doesn't appear he knew any of his victims. Clackamas Town Center will remain closed tomorrow. Reporting live, I'm Laura Rios, the 6 o'clock news.
Well, Fox 12 crews spent all day uncovering much more about the gunman.
On his Facebook page, 22-year-old Jacob Roberts posted photos of himself taking target practice with a pistol, but he revealed no motive for his rampage. KPTV's Jamie Wilson.
Hey there. Sure, the rain falls here a lot, but it doesn't get us down. Why, we can play with our dogs and bathe them at the same time. We live in Vancouver, Washington, not BC. And nothing goes better with tart lemonade than sweet, sweet rain. We're all-weather commuters. We're hip in our waders. It's pronounced Oregon, not Oregon. We buy $200 hiking boots with traction control, and we're gonna use them. The rain makes us stop, scream, and shout louder. And we don't care if it rains on our parade. Because those of us that live here know that if we wait for a sunny day, we would never leave our home. There's a name for people that live here. Unstoppable!
All day and night here on Fox 12, we are taking part in a special event, Valentine's Day for the CCA. We're raising money for the Children's Cancer Association, which helps bring joy to seriously ill children and their families.
Yeah, throughout Good Day Oregon and our other newscasts, we'll be sharing stories of courageous kids and how the CCA has helped inspire them.
This is a special report. Fox 12 Les Schwab Toy Drive, the season of giving.
Thanks for joining us for this holiday special. I'm Shauna Parsons.
And I'm Wayne Garcia.
This is the Fox 12 Portland Rescue Mission Give Hope Telethon.
And good evening, everyone. I'm Wayne Garcia along with Julie Grauert. We want to get out the phone number right away before we do anything else because we want these phones behind us to start ringing. It's 503-619-HOPE. You know, all day long, Fox 12 and the folks here from the Portland Rescue Mission have been working really hard, and they work hard all year long to provide meals for people who are really hungry in a community that really needs them.
And we, over the next half an hour, are going to tell you some of the stories of the people who work with Portland Rescue Mission. And so far, since 5 a.m. when we started, we have fed thousands. You have helped feed and care for thousands of people in our community.
First, live, local. Good Day Oregon starts now on Fox 12 Oregon.
When I was in the set there, I heard a couple of shots that sounded like shots, and at the time I didn't think too much about it. But then when I heard about 18 more shots, I decided that I was a semi-automatic and it hit the floor. And my employees must have just scattered and got out of there because when I got up, there was nobody there but me.
Good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday, December 12th. I'm Pete Ferryman.
I'm Kimberly Moss.
That interview we just showed demonstrates the stark contrast of what the days leading up to Christmas are supposed to feel like and what actually happened at Clackamas Town Center yesterday.
Yeah, we have complete team coverage this morning as investigators continue to piece together what happened during a shooting at the mall in Clackamas yesterday. But first, we want to turn to Andy Carson. He has a look at our first live local forecast. Andy, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, we do have a few areas of some light showers out there this morning. More than likely, you probably see at least some wet streets, but not a lot of rain expected for us. A little chilly out there this morning as well. We'll see occasional showers out there, but also some sun breaks. Look for a high today of around 45 degrees and should be dry overnight tonight. More details in a few minutes. Now let's go to Tony.
Thanks, Andy. Along 205, the Sunnyside Road exit that was closed yesterday has been reopened this morning, but bear in mind that Max Green Line trains will not serve the Clackamas Town Center transit platform this morning. You'll use the Fuller Road Max station instead. Also, bus stops inside the mall's parking lot at Clackamas Town Center remain closed this morning. All the other freeway traffic coming in, of course, is light at this hour. Pete, Kim, back to you.
All right, Tony, thank you. We are continuing to follow breaking news this morning. Investigators still trying to piece together the moments before the shooting at the Clackamas Town Center. And today they will be at the mall throughout the day trying to find evidence and look for clues into what led to the shooting. Nicole Dahl is at the mall this morning, and she has the very latest on the investigation. Nicole, good morning.
Good morning, Kim. Well, at this point, the mall is obviously closed as the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office continues their investigation. As you mentioned, 2 people died. The shooter also died. Deputies say from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and an additional third person, a woman, was injured. Just a horrible scene out here yesterday, and we've been hearing story after story. There were 10,000 people in the mall at the time of what they went through, what they experienced that nobody expects to see when they come Christmas shopping. I want to bring in Alexis Winterhalter. You were in the mall yesterday. Walk me through kind of where you were and what you saw and heard.
Yes, I was downstairs in a hair salon across from Nordstrom, which is towards the end of the mall, and the shooting happened upstairs towards the middle of the mall. But although it's a very large mall, we could hear the gunfire very clearly. The girl was in the middle of blow drying my hair, and we could hear over that, and it echoed throughout the whole mall, and it sounded as if the roof was falling through, or something metal was falling over and metal clashing. And it took us a moment to realize what was going on, and there was multiple gunfires for like a constant 30 to 40 seconds. It wasn't just a few shots, and it took us a moment to realize, and we were all of a sudden we were like, oh my gosh, that's a gun, like there's gunfire going on, and we saw people scattering, and that's when we decided we need to leave.
And you said you went outside, hid behind a dumpster for a time. Was your heart racing? Were you afraid for your life at that point, Alexis?
Yeah, I was in complete shock. We ran out the back and we were hiding behind a dumpster, and we're trying to call 911, and we're not sure if anyone's like realizing what's going on, but the cell service was so overwhelmed that we couldn't get through. And at that point we started to hear sirens, and we knew that the police had started to arrive, and I was just sitting there like in complete shock, not realizing that this was actually happening to me in my home.
And you said that you had a friend who actually saw the shooter. Tell me what she told you she saw.
She said that she was in Macy's at one of the makeup counters with her mom, and the shooter brushed up against her and looked her in the eye, and she said she's never seen anyone look like that. I mean, I can't recount her experience because I'm sure it was, terrifying, but she said she tried to get out of there as fast as she could, and, someone was definitely watching over all of us, because if he would have decided to shoot right when he entered the mall, I mean, she could be one of the injured, and it's just horrible that so many people, our community knows, everyone comes to the mall, there's so many people there, it could have been anyone.
You're 18 years old. This is not something you should ever experience. How do you get through this?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you just don't realize this could happen here in a town like Clackamas. I mean, we're a very close community, and I think that we'll be able to get through this. I know we'll be able to get through this. Our community has overcome some other, deaths and stuff, nothing like this, but I think that we'll be able to come together and really stick together and make sure we all get through this.
Okay, thank you so much for telling us your story, Alexis. We really, really appreciate you coming out this morning. That's just one of the many stories we're hearing, obviously, guys, people who experienced this. As for the investigation today, Clackamas County is being aided by other local, state, and federal agencies. This is going to be a very long process, as you can imagine. We're hoping to learn more about that shooter. Again, at this point, all we know is that he's a young adult male. Witnesses say he was wearing a hockey-style mask, had body armor on. That hasn't been confirmed yet with police, but we've been hearing that from multiple witnesses. We should learn more about him, hopefully, at a press conference later this morning. For now, we are live at the Clackamas Town Center. I'm Nicole Dahl. Now back to you.
Nicole, you say that we're hoping to learn more, but do you know if investigators have been able to find his name, and do they know who he is?
They say they have tentatively identified the shooter, but they are not yet releasing his name. Obviously, this is a very wide-reaching investigation, Kim, as you can imagine. They're trying to keep a lot of these details close to their vest while they get all of these facts nailed down. They want to make sure that he was the only person involved in this. Of course, they were saying he was a lone gunman, but we've heard lots of speculation that other people may have been involved. Nothing of that confirmed with police, but they're obviously looking into all of this, and that's why they're not giving us too many details at this point.
All right, Nicole Dahl will be checking back with you shortly. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Katie Minock, and you are watching the MDA Show of Strength.
Welcome back to the KPTV studios at the Paul Schatz Furniture Set. I'm Julie Grauert.
And I'm Mark Nelson. We're so excited to be hosting. This is the final hour of the MDA Show of Strength. The MDA provides medical care for people with any of the more than 40 different muscle diseases in MDA's program. Perhaps someone you know here in Northern Oregon or Southwest Washington has been helped by the MDA. If so, then you know how vital those services are. So please show your strength for our friends and neighbors here in Portland. Call 1-800-FIGHT-MD. You can text MDA to 20222, or you can go online, of course, to mda.org now to help make a muscle and make a difference. There you go, nice muscles.
Thank you. Well, here is a simple fact. MDA is the only nonprofit organization that provides medical care for people affected by any of the more than 40 muscle diseases in MDA's program. People facing weakness caused by muscle disease count on MDA for support and assistance. And because of donations from people like you, they get it.
Now, through its national network of 200 clinics, MDA provides diagnostic and follow-up medical services to thousands with these neuromuscular diseases. An MDA clinic is the place to receive the most expert muscle disease care available here in the metro area. Now, MDA offers those services at Oregon Health Sciences University and Shriners Hospital for Children right here in the metro.
Show your strength by supporting the MDA clinic here in Northern Oregon and Southwest Washington. Call 1-800-FIGHT-MD, text MDA to 20222, or go online at mda.org to donate. And while you're making a donation, take a look at what the MDA clinic is like at Shriners Hospital for Children in Portland.
What's up?
Kobe and Caden Newman have a lot of experience when it comes to doctor's appointments.
Any back pain? No.
That's because the two brothers were both born with Duchenne muscular dystrophy.
It makes everyday things more difficult.
As a result, this 19-year-old needs help to do things most of us take for granted.
It affects pretty much every aspect of my life. So, like, everyday things like eating, getting dressed, stuff like that.
The Muscular Dystrophy Association is focused on finding a cure for Duchenne and dozens of other neuromuscular diseases, and MDA clinics are one way they hope to make it happen.
Kobe, what have you had out of this clinic besides aggravation from me?
Dr. Barry Russman is a pediatric neurologist, just one of the several specialists who works with the MDA clinic. He's been doing it for decades.
I've seen lots of incredible developments over the last 40 years. The average life expectancy was age 15 when I first started, and now we're up to 26, 30, 35.
What makes the clinic so special is the fact that there are so many specialists under one roof working together with a singular goal: to improve the lives of kids with neuromuscular diseases.
It's being involved over the lifespan, being part of the big team, being connected to the research so that we can alert families when new things come along that can be helpful.
And the families are grateful for the wealth of information and support.
My kids are, differently able-bodied, but they're still kids. They're still, part of society, and it's nice to be able to be around a lot of people that know what's going on with them, that are very supportive, and I'm very appreciative to them.
It was guys against girls. Shauna, Steph, and I formed the Fox 12 team, and we raced up and down the aisles at Kmart against 3 guys from Les Schwab. We collected thousands of dollars in toys. All will go to local kids in need this holiday season.
Ready, set, go. All right.
This may all look like fun and games, but make no mistake, a lot of strategy went into this competition. Let's rewind.
As many toys as we can in the least amount of time. And here's a tip. Just because this is a bag of 100 balls, it doesn't count as 100.
Start back and kind of work our way back. Back this way? This way, too. I think it'll be easier to switch out the cart.
Here are the rules. Each team member gets 2 minutes to get as many toys as possible. Highest quantity, not price, wins. Let's check in with Shauna.
Who doesn't love a little Justin Bieber?
No doll, board game, or Lego was safe as we wiped them off shelves.
Oh, these are probably too big.
Laughs, screams, occasional crashes, and a severe lack of air.
All right, that was exciting.
How do you feel about that run?
That was great.
A couple of times I picked games that were like mature, so I had to put them back and swap out for the family-friendly games.
Ready? Time now for the next pair of racers. Piles of chaos and frenzy as we scrambled to shove as many toys into our carts as possible.
Big toys, big toys.
Team Les Schwab seemed calm and collected, while the girls, well... How many carts did you get?
I got 4 carts.
4?
4 carts.
Oh, my
The one-arm
goodness.
thing works really good.
I think I got worked.
Okay, Bryce, bring it.
All right.
Even new mama Stephanie Kralovich made a special appearance to get in on the fun.
Legos. These are expensive, and boys love them. It's a workout. Okay, I need another cart.
Time flies when you're having fun.
I didn't even fill a second cart. Well, the good thing is I went for quality, not quantity. Did you see all the Batman, the Legos, the little wrestling action figures, G.I. Joes? We got the good stuff.
As the dust settled and we wheeled our carts to checkout, we're reminded of why we do this in the first place.
We just like the opportunity to be able to help out as many kids as possible for every year, and it's just something that we really look forward to, and we really invite the community to come be a part of that and help as many kids as possible that aren't going to have a really good Christmas this year, that maybe that'll really brighten their eyes.
Nice
Sounds
one.
good.
A special thanks to Kmart for letting us use their store for the event. Oh, and by the way, the competition was fierce. In the end, the guys at Les Schwab beat us girls with a total of 13 shopping carts to our 7. Back to you.
Caden Adam doesn't just play football.
Go!
He lives it.
Go!
And as quarterback for Parkrose Middle School,
it's awesome.
There's just something about beating the tackle he loves.
You get to run the ball and score touchdowns.
But this summer, there's a new end zone that he's got his sights set on. He's hoping to get there one can at a time. You see, a trip to downtown Portland opened Caden's eyes to something he had never quite imagined, the very real and sometimes ugly reality of homelessness. So he collects these cans and bottles by the dozens.
This one I got $2.65. This one I got 95 cents.
And uses the money to buy the homeless food.
I get bread, then peanut butter, jelly, cookies, and then sandwich bags.
Every weekend he's here, strolling these aisles.
I'm a peanut butter fan.
To buy the fixings for his favorite sandwich.
Put them one together, then you'll have 9 and 9, which you would have 20 in all, and then 10, which makes 10 sandwiches in one.
$13 spent, and a full shopping cart later, he's on his way.
Man, this peanut butter smells good.
And with help from his mother, Angela,
jelly's a harder one.
This well-oiled machine cranks out sandwich after sandwich.
It's gonna taste delicious.
And before he knows it, he's used every last slice.
Yeah, like we say in football, when we're breaking the huddle, hard work and dedication pays off. Did you like lunch?
And this is it.
Did you like lunch?
This is the moment he's waited for. A chance to sack hunger.
My cheeks turn red, and I just feel happy.
Because for a brief moment, he's put an end to their worry.
That's wonderful. That's a big heart. That's a big heart for a little guy.
Something extraordinary to those who wonder when they'll eat next.
It's more than just honorable. It's something he wants to do for a lot of the people that are struggling, and I think that's great.
I got to the end of it, and then I fed all of them, and I was really happy. I had so much energy, I could have stayed up until 1 in the morning.
But fortunately for Caden's mom, he can drain some of that energy back on the field tonight.
And it makes me feel so happy.
Of course, that's just in time for the young quarterback to start collecting cans all over again.
If we all pitched in a little bit, we could all help feed the homeless people.
Caitlin Bolduck, the 10 o'clock news.
A piece of Oregon history will be celebrating its 125th anniversary this weekend. For thousands of brides, the tiny wooden building has special meaning. KPTV's Nicole Dahl explains.
Life moves fast. But right off I-84, find Mill Road, hang a right at the stop sign, and take a step back in time.
Bridalville Post Office, is Jerry. Hi there, hon.
10 by 10, 100 square feet of Oregon timber. It's one of the smallest freestanding post offices in the U.S. And Jerry Kanzler is its postmaster.
All right.
And only employee.
Everybody that lives here realizes that this is kind of like Eden might have been. The original whole idea was the falls were the bride's veil. And that's how that started.
Once upon a time, the little shack was Bridalveil's rail station. That's back when there was a mill and the town was a metropolis with a few hundred people.
And at least that many dogs and cats. And chickens.
This weekend, the post office celebrates 125 years, a milestone anniversary for a place that's helped launch thousands of marriages.
If there were 150%, it would be wedding invitations.
Brides from all 50 states and around the world.
From England, we've gotten them from Thailand.
Love the special Bridalveil postmark.
That's the marriage station one.
All hand-canceled with love by Jerry.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Invitations to mail.
I see.
Wendy and Jacob are getting married in September.
It's a really cool place to have the address label come from. We wanted to come support it, and it's just super cute.
You're like Cupid now every day.
Yeah. And you know, it's pretty easy to tell the couples that are going to really make it for life. You see that look and that connection between them that you don't recognize, and it's for real. It's not TV, it's not a movie. It's a real human love story every day through here.
Business from the Bridalveil postmark keeps the branch up and running.
I want to buy some stamps to help keep you open.
Okay.
Jerry spends the rest of her day filling the P.O. boxes of the few dozen people that still live around town.
It's kind of like having a country store with the potbelly stove. That's what the post office is.
Where townsfolk set a spell to chat, find out whose dog's lost, or when the Kiwanis have their next pancake breakfast. The little building itself, a love letter to Oregon's beautiful past.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
And an invitation to so many futures.
Well, that was pretty special.
In Bridalveil, Nicole Dahl, the 5 o'clock news.
And the post office will be holding a special event on Saturday to celebrate. A special anniversary postmark is also available. The Simpsons 500th episode airs this Sunday right here on Fox 12.
And while The Simpsons, of course, belong to the world, Portland can claim a special bond with the show. As KPTV's Joe V shows us, it's all thanks to the imagination of one Oregonian.
It's the longest-running gag on TV's longest-running comedy.
Springfield, right here.
Dad, you're not putting anywhere near Springfield.
The Simpsons' hometown is a fictional place. But thanks to show creator and Portland native Matt Groening, The Simpsons' real roots can be found in the Rose City. Just outside Groening's alma mater, Lincoln High School, you'll find an image of Bart that he etched in cement. It's fitting as Springfield's many places and faces were inspired by the streets of Portland.
For instance, just walk down Northwest 23rd and you'll find streets that gave names to Mayor Quimby, Reverend Lovejoy, and of course, Ned Flanders.
Idly hope. You can also find the namesake of the nefarious sideshow Bob Terwilliger, and if you shorten Montgomery Park and Burnside, you get Montgomery Burns.
Excellent.
Every Simpson fan knows that the family lives on Evergreen Terrace. What you may not know is that it's a real place, a sleepy little spot in the West Hills where Groening grew up. You won't find the Simpsons family home here, but just a few miles away you will find the Chapman School, the visual inspiration for Springfield Elementary.
Not only am I not learning, I'm forgetting stuff I used to know.
Of course, there's other Portland landmarks that appear to be straight out of Springfield, but some of those have gone the way of Poochie and Maud Flanders. In other words,
the very first full-length Simpsons episode featured a visit on Christmas Eve to the Springfield Downs dog track.
Here comes Rusty.
A spitting image of the old Multnomah Greyhound Park, which shut down in 2004.
5 minutes before critical mass.
Critical what?
Then there's the Springfield Nuclear Power Plant, where Safety Inspector Homer Simpson always displays grace under pressure. Homer's workplace bears a striking resemblance to the Trojan nuclear plant just north of St. Helens. It was decommissioned and demolished in 2006. Well, most of it was. This operating console was saved from the plant and is now on display at the Oregon Historical Society Museum, where it inspires the Homer Simpsons of tomorrow. So while The Simpsons continue to leave their own unique imprint on the world of pop culture, it's obvious that Portland has left its own imprint on The Simpsons for 500 episodes and counting.
Marge, I'm confused. Is this a happy ending or a sad ending?
It's an ending, that's enough.
Levi joined our family through adoption. He was born in India.
The Seed family adopted little Levi back in 1996 when he was just 5 months old.
He came in what we call a Moses basket, hand woven in India, and he was just showed us right away his personality that we've seen since.
Right around the time Levi started 7th grade, his family started noticing changes in his bubbly, active personality.
I was tired and not wanting to do things, which is unusual for me.
When Levi broke out in a rash, his parents took him to the hospital to get checked out. The news was far worse than they expected.
And the doctor quietly said, "This shows a strong indication that your son has leukemia."
one of the nurses said that I would lose my hair, and I told my dad, I was like, isn't losing hair for people with cancer? And he's like, yeah, you have cancer, and I just got mad at him and told him to get out.
Levi says not long after his diagnosis, the Children's Cancer Association came along and helped turn his attitude around.
They kind of introduced me to Jay. He's my chemo pal. He always brought fun things to do to kind of get your mind off the whole hospital appointment kind of stuff. I got to meet Greg Oden and Steve Blake from the Blazers.
Another thing that brought joy to the Seed family during Levi's fight with cancer, a trip to the CCA's caring cabin on the Oregon coast. It sits on 24 wooded acres with a private lake near Pacific City. It has canoes, games, toys, a huge kitchen, and a meditation room. Plus, the whole cabin is custom designed to accommodate the medical needs of kids with cancer.
Where you can go and just be a family and relax and leave the hospital and everything that it represents behind and just have fun.
Levi finished all of his chemotherapy in December, and his leukemia is now in remission. His mom says despite all that her son has gone through during the past 3 years, he recently told her if he could go back in time, he wouldn't change a thing. Not even the fact that he had cancer.
I know that that has a lot to do with the Children's Cancer Association and all that they brought into our lives during this horrendous time.
Are you wearing a ring right now? Chances are pretty good that you are. After all, rings in our culture signify many important events. Graduations, weddings, special achievements, to name a few. But for one local soldier, the ring he lost while in Afghanistan now symbolizes something else. And this around the world story all begins in our very own Fox 12 parking lot. We are about to make one long overdue delivery.
We do have the ring, right?
Yep. My photographer Devin and I are on a mission to return a ring. But to understand where the ring is going, you have to see where the ring has been. Afghanistan.
We were going through one of the villages, and one of the locals came up to me, and I couldn't understand what he was saying, but he showed me the class ring and gave it to me.
That's Ken Stafford speaking to us from San Antonio, Texas. He was in Afghanistan in 2006 when this ring came into his life. It's not his ring, but anyone from the U.S. would immediately know it's a high school class ring. But what was it doing literally in the hands of the Taliban? Ken figured the ring must have belonged to an American killed in action, then looted from his body.
I don't know how they got it and how they came about it, but I mean, you automatically kind of think the worst, but you know, you say, well, I'll take the ring anyway, regardless.
He wanted to return the ring to the dead soldier's family. So when Ken looked closely, he saw the word Aloha on the ring. That's a big clue.
I thought it belonged to somebody who went to school in Hawaii.
So he asked his neighbor Kalani for help. Yep, Kalani just happens to be from Hawaii. Convinced they were on the right track, Kalani decided to have the ring blessed, and they videotaped the ceremony.
After I wrapped it up and put it away, that's the last time I ever saw it.
But the ring wasn't from Hawaii. They finally figured out that the aloha on the side of the ring was actually Aloha, as in Aloha High School in Oregon. And when Ken and Kalani called us at Fox 12 asking for help, we tried to match up the faint initials inside the ring, BJB, with the year on the front. A quick look through the Aloha High School yearbook for that year led us to a BJB, Bryant James Beebe. And then we learned the best part of all, Lieutenant Colonel Bryant Beebe wasn't dead. He was, in fact, very much alive. As it turns out, this last leg of the ring's journey is by far the shortest. Bryant's parents live only about a quarter mile away from the station. We've got the ring. We're on our way to deliver it right now. Boy, talk about a story that is about to go full circle. Here goes nothing. Bryant.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you?
Very well.
Wayne Garcia.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too. I got something for you that's come a long way. At first, he didn't quite know what to say, but as he pulled the ring out of a bag surrounded by the blessed tea leaves, we both started to realize what all this meant.
That's unbelievable. That is absolutely unbelievable. I had no idea where along the way I had lost this ring, and to have this back in my hands right now after being found over in Afghanistan. It's incredible.
The ring didn't quite fit. Bryant's grown quite a bit since high school, as his mother, Kathy, knows all too well. Did you see the ring?
Well, not for a long time.
God bless the people who found this, that in the heat of battle, wherever they did find this, and we know more details than what we'll say here, but God bless them.
With the ring back where it belonged, there was only one thing left to do. Bryant wanted to say thanks. All right, Bryant, we've moved into the Fox 12 studios here. Are you ready to meet the guys who found your ring?
I can't wait.
All right, here we go. Let's meet the guys from San Antonio, Texas.
Thank you for doing all the work that you did to return this class ring of mine to me. This is I can't believe I'm holding it again in my hands. I look forward to getting this back to a jeweler, getting it resized, and I'll be wearing this ring with a lot of pride.
I'm just really, really happy for you. For me, I'm just glad that that he was able to get the ring back and everything alive, and not so we didn't have to give it to a family member. We actually got it back to the individual that it belonged to. So that was a good feeling for me. From Oregon to Afghanistan and back safely home to Oregon again. And we're not talking about just the ring.
Thank God he made it through okay.
Bryant Beebe, as you can tell by his uniform, is still with the Army. He works now out of Washington, D.C. Now, how exactly the ring was found is literally top secret. All we can really say is that there is no doubt that the ring was in enemy hands. And Shauna, you actually played a part in all this too, this whole reunion.
You know what, it was kind of a group effort, wasn't it? From the phone call that came in and our assignment editor who took time to go to the library and find that yearbook. And then I showed up. I was the first one who contacted the family. I knocked on their door on my dinner break one night. His mom answered the door, probably thought I was crazy, but it was so great to be a part of that.
Did your son lose a class ring?
Yeah, and she was very nice. I don't think she thought I was crazy after all, but no, she worked with us very well, gave us his contact information, and the rest is history. It's pretty cool.
And in this case, it turned out to be a real happy ending.
Sure did. Nice job.
That is not what we expect tomorrow here in Portland, just in case you're concerned. Hey, this is important. I like to mention this every night here because such big weather. When we're not on the air, which is quite a bit of the time, we're always putting updates on Facebook. You like us at Fox 12 Weather, one word. Same thing at Twitter. And then the always popular weather blog. I give all my detailed analysis. I did that this morning by about 10 a.m. and I think I'll get up tomorrow morning. Since that's what I do, I get up, have my coffee, and I'll give you a bunch of information coming up probably around 11 a.m. tomorrow. So 37 degrees right now in Portland. That is just 1 degree off of our daytime high. That's because we have that south wind blowing. It's 38 at Vancouver. This means we probably won't have sticking snow here in the lowest elevations the rest of tonight. Now, as we get towards the morning commute, some of these showers will probably kind of coalesce into more solid snowfall. And that, just like today when we get the real heavy stuff, could drag down the snow to where we do see some sticking snow to lower elevations. You'll see more on that in just a minute. But temperature-wise, yeah, pretty mild up and down the valleys, much warmer than last night at this time. Cold east side, all the way below freezing east side. And we've still got the same setup. Bitterly cold Arctic air just sitting here in Canada. It's not going to move any farther south. But some of it goes out over the ocean, like lake effect snows, picks up the moisture, comes in as showers. That continues for the next 24 hours. Maybe of more interest is what happens beyond that. First, you can see our cloud and rain forecast. The blue is a snow showers all day long tomorrow. But watch what happens tomorrow night. Turns steady about this time tomorrow night. The rain and snow should be picking up, mostly rain. And then as this area of low pressure, it's pretty deep, air rushes towards it, it'll kill that mild south wind. And in the middle of the night tomorrow night into very early Wednesday morning, we get that cool east wind. It won't be real strong. It's not like the big blast out of the gorge we sometimes get, but it may be just enough to change it to snow briefly, especially from Portland north. Regardless, by Wednesday afternoon, that low is to the north. We get the strong south wind back, and then it's all rain through the rest of the week. So this is the plan for the inland valleys here from Salem all the way up to Longview. A burst of snow around daybreak could see a trace to 1 inch at the lowest elevations, let's say 7 to 10 a.m. about that time period. 1 to 3 inches near and above 1,000 feet. So roads mainly okay for the commute. Snowy on the hills like we saw probably this afternoon. Then during the daytime tomorrow should be fine, just like today. Snow and mixed showers, another 1 to 3 inches near and above 1,000 feet. Roads still mainly clear tomorrow evening. The evening commute should be fine. Then the winter storm watch for tomorrow night. The rain turns heavy, could mix with snow. Best chance for snow, I think, is not here in Portland. I think it's going to be the northern Clark County, to the west, maybe Forest Grove Banks, western Washington County, and into the gorge. I think it's unlikely, Salem, that you get any snow. I think it's going to be just a little bit too warm down there. And of course, we have one more day tomorrow to keep an eye on things for you. So coast, tomorrow, mixed showers, no sticking snow. Still snowy in the Coast Range tomorrow. We got the scattered showers here in the valleys. Temperatures around 40, so once again, afternoon should be fine for driving around. Mount Hood, like I said, another 15 to 20 inches. Nothing new there the last few days. It's just been dumping. And east side, not much moisture making it east side, so just flurries, a couple inches in the higher elevations. Here in the city, above freezing in the morning, and I don't expect ice, just maybe the slush or the light snow on some of the roads, especially higher up. 7-day forecast then. Wow, looks kind of tropical, doesn't it, Wayne? We got some low 50s Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Temperatures a little above average and a ton of rain. And Wednesday could be very windy, by the way, as that south wind comes in. More on that as we go through the next 24 hours here.
Welcome back to the PGE Solve Starlight Parade, and thanks once again to Fujinon for this great view of the parade that we've been getting all evening long as we look at these great entries in the Starlight Parade this evening.
Yeah, and right now bringing Irish pipe and drum music to the Pacific Northwest, please welcome Pell's Irish Pipes and Drums. Formed in 1993 under the sponsorship of Pell's Restaurant and Pub, the band was created to promote traditional Irish bagpipe music. You can hear this band play the second and fourth Saturdays of each month at Pell's Pub at 10 p.m. And let's listen in for a minute.
Yeah, I've got to do that someday. I have got to go down there and listen to them because hearing some classic Irish music in an Irish pub has got to be a lot of fun. I hear bagpipes are really difficult to play.
Oh, yeah. I love the sound. Somebody who can play them well. It's pretty amazing.
I think they're getting close to our microphones now. Let's listen in.
That, of course, is the Kells bus following the band this year. A little double-decker bus action for you.
I rode on that bus one time.
Really?
Yeah, I did. It was a lot of fun. We went to see a Timbers game against Manchester City up at the University of Portland, and it was one of those crystal clear days, and we got on the top of the St. John's Bridge, and I think we could see 5 different peaks, mountaintops across the area. Of course, we were on the top of the bus. This is the Oregon Beverage Recycling Cooperative now, and their mascot, Bottle Bill, is encouraging Oregonians to redeem deposit containers. He's busy spreading the word about recycling and encouraging everyone to keep Oregon clean, be green, and redeem. OBRC employees and friends joined Bill tonight riding their float, as you see right behind Bottle Bill. Oregon, you'd have to think one of the leaders in the nation of recycling and taking care of the environment and doing what they're supposed to do with bottles.
And really making it so easy for people to do the right thing and recycle. I mean, that's what I was really impressed by when we moved here, how simple they've made it for people to really recycle and do the right thing for the earth. So it's wonderful.
And they're in a parade.
All right, now please welcome the Oregon Brewers Festival. This float celebrates the 25th annual Oregon Brewers Festival, taking place next month, July 26th through the 29th at Waterfront Park. If you've ever been to the festival, you will recognize the bar setup, complete with happy OBF volunteers just waiting to pour you a cold one. The festival draws in 80,000 people over its 4-day run.
80,000 people.
Drinking beers in downtown Portland.
That's right. And not just any beers, but some of the best beer that you'll find anywhere in the world. Looks like they're asking for some more there, aren't they? A little impatient.
Just a little sampling of what you might find down there at that festival this year, huh? They are having a great time out there tonight.
And again, this does totally fit in the Portlandia section of this parade. Okay, we are ready to move on now. This is the Tears of Joy Theater, the marching unit, along with Lombard, the theater's new magical dragon. It takes over 20 people to march Lombard in the parade. The hand-painted scales on his back were created by James John students who attended Tears of Joy's after-school art classes. For more than 40 years, the theater has distinguished itself as a professional not-for-profit arts organization dedicated to bringing theater arts to children. They produce an annual series of plays in the Winningstad Theater, plus touring performances all around the world. So 20 people marching with Lombard here in the Starlight Parade tonight, all coordinated, all doing their thing to make Lombard look pretty real.
Just beautiful. Look at those scales you were talking about, Wayne. To get a good shot of those, they're really just beautifully done. All right, now please welcome the Forest Grove High School Marching Band, led by director Leonard Ostwat. This year marks the band's 4th year participating in the Starlight Parade, and they could not be more excited. Let's listen in.
Okay, this next presentation here is called Power Past Coal. It is a marching unit from Power Past Coal. It's a growing coalition of people and organizations who have all come together to say no to coal export proposals and yes to a clean energy future. Walking this evening, a group of all ages from communities across Oregon and Southwest Washington having their say about coal tonight here on the streets of Portland. Pretty large contingent. Have some of the miners' helmets on there.
See some solar panels.
Solar panels and the suns. Some suns there.
All right, joining us 5 months earlier are the folks from Fright Town who crept out of their crypts just to be here tonight at the Starlight Parade. That guy's a little creepy. This premier Halloween event has come to scare us with hearses from the Coffin Cruisers Hearse Club, an undead marching band. And each October, the volunteers and artists of the 1031 Community Theater and the Von Gulu Foundation create Fright Town in the 40,000 square foot basement of the Portland Memorial Coliseum. Close behind, you'll find the commandos of Neal's Zombie Control Service ready to protect everyone here tonight. It's a good thing we've got them.
I had no idea there was something called Coffin Cruisers Hearse Club.
Or the Zombie Control Service, for that matter.
Oh, I knew about them. They're revving the engines tonight, aren't they?
Yikes. Oh,
Fright Town.
He's sharpening his weapons. As the children nestle in a little closer to their parents.
Yeah.
As this group comes down the route.
Oh, there's a skeleton inside of one of them there. Halloween a little early, huh? Okay, moving on. Oh, we've got more.
This is a very large group. I think maybe this is the zombie control service that we're going to see here.
Some zombies dancing in the back of the truck here. Is that what we got going? The truck boat? What it looks like? A little frightening clown for you there. There's the truck boat now you're seeing coming into your view. And those must be some of the creatures of the night feeling right at home here tonight. Okay, here come the Oregon Crusaders Drum and Bugle Corps, led by director Michael Quillen. It is Oregon's only drum and bugle corps that hails from Portland, Oregon. They are the top-ranked group of this kind in the Pacific Northwest. Many of these marchers have already performed in the Starlight Parade earlier tonight with their high school bands, and they're here again now with the Crusaders. The Oregon Crusaders will be giving a free concert at Director Park on the evening of June 26th. They'll also host a drum and bugle corps competition in Hillsborough Stadium June 29th at 7 o'clock. So with that build up, let's listen in now. Oregon Crusaders Drum and Bugle Corps. Yeah, they're good. You can tell.
Well, they had a big warm-up right before this one, too, right? A lot of them actually marched earlier tonight, so these are hard-working band members tonight. All right, everybody, sponsored by the Portland Pirate Festival, please welcome the Pirates of Portlandia. This jolly band of rascals, scoundrels, villains, and knaves have been delightfully terrorizing Portland citizens, young and old, for the better part of this century. And don't miss the Portland Pirate Festival, where the restored tall ship Royal East will sail the Columbia River. This will mark the 7th year of family fun for 2 days during Labor Day weekend.
What is it about zombies and pirates that everybody just seems to love?
Especially in Portland.
Yeah, they're having a good time there, that's for sure.
We love our neighbors. Oh, hi. I didn't do it. He did. He did it.
Looks like they just got off a pirate ship somewhere. Okay, this is the Beaterville Cafe and Bar Band. Have fun, entertain, and reflect on all the principles that make Portland unique at the Beaterville Cafe and Bar. That's where you can find the Beaterville Band rocking out using only kitchen and junkyard items. So you may recognize some of the instruments they have there. They're celebrating their 20th year of bringing a unique sound to Northeast Portland. Got some pots and pans there and some drums and a washboard and having a good time. And a fin on the car.
Okay, and finally tonight, here is Larry the Light Bulb, the bright and friendly face of our parade sponsor, Portland General Electric. Larry's here to remind us that the parade cleanup trucks are following right behind the last entry to help keep this parade the cleanest in America. Ever since 1994, PGE Solve, the City of Portland, volunteers, businesses, and the Portland Rose Festival Foundation have reduced the expenses of cleaning up Rose Festival parades and the amount of garbage left on the street by parade goers. Thank you, Larry, for lighting the way to a cleaner, greener future.
Well, it has been a wonderful PGE Solve Starlight Parade. I've truly enjoyed it with you, Shauna.
It has been a blast. We are so honored at Fox 12 to be your Rose Festival station, to bring you these incredible Portland and Oregon experiences, and what an incredible night it has been out here.
And still much more to come as the Rose Festival continues on with the Children's Parade that's coming up in the week, and of course the Grand Floral Parade that's coming up later.
Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Enjoy the Rose Festival this year, and thank you again for tuning into the PGE Solve Starlight Parade on Fox 12.
Have a great night.
Hi. You know, rain doesn't stop us. Not from a day at the beach, not from the best day of our life. A little rain won't make us melt. Liquid sunshine just keeps us moisturized. A day of drizzle is not worth grabbing an umbrella. And 31 days of straight rain is no big deal.
Sometimes we love it, sometimes we hate it. But one thing is always true. The rain doesn't stop us.
This is the Fox 12 Portland Rescue Mission Give Hope Telethon.
And good evening, everyone. I'm Wayne Garcia along with Julie Grauert. We want to get out the phone number right away before we do anything else because we want these phones behind us to start ringing. It's 503-619-HOPE. You know, all day long, Fox 12 and the folks here from the Portland Rescue Mission have been working really hard, and they work hard all year long to provide meals for people who are really hungry in a community that really needs them.
And we, over the next half an hour, are going to tell you some of the stories of the people who work with Portland Rescue Mission. And so far, since 5 a.m. when we started, we have fed thousands. You have helped feed and care for thousands of people in our community.
Tonight, we're introducing you to an unusual man who's made some lifelong friends, but it's a story soon coming to an end. Woody Davis of Corbett is dying, but if you ask those friends, they'll tell you that he's living his final days as an example for all of us who will follow sooner or later. Wayne Garcia spent an afternoon with Woody and has his remarkable story.
In the small Columbia Gorge town of Corbett, the sun is shining, and the breeze blows during another glorious spring. But down a certain drive, you'll find a man who may be experiencing his last. Woody Davis is dying, and he knows it.
I'm a realist.
Woody has ALS. It's choked his speech and makes him so tired. He uses a child's sketch pad to communicate.
He prefers this. It's much easier for him.
His son Clint told us that his dad's simple but giving life has affected so many here in this small town.
I remember Dad, when it would snow hard, he'd want to get in his international pickup and go out and drive around and look for people that are stuck. It made him feel good to pull people out of the snow.
This is that pickup, which will soon be used to pull Woody out of this life.
This is going to transport his coffin to and from the service.
And in this room is his custom-made coffin.
We took it around from place to place to the churches.
His brother-in-law made it, and people of the town filled it with wishes and memories and their names. Clint admits at first, not everybody liked the idea of being this prepared.
There's been a few people that were kind of shocked, like, he's not even gone yet. What are you doing? You know, but Dad's piece about death has changed a lot of that I don't know, fear that people have. And so those that I think were shocked are getting over it too. So it's different, but even the idea of signing it, I think that gives everybody the feeling that they can give Dad something to take with him, you know, their love. Yeah.
Have you signed it yet?
No. We're waiting for the service, and we sign the inside. Yeah. The family signs the inside.
When you look at what people have written, you realize not only how much Woody is loved, but also you're struck by the ripples that one man's life can leave on others. Who could know what they'll remember when you're gone?
Uncle Woody, you were the first person to buy me a Barbie with the bendable knees. I will never forget you. Hug my dad for me in heaven, Rhonda Holt.
Do you know Rhonda?
She's my cousin. That's sweet. I hadn't had a chance to read that yet. That's sweet.
Do you think that you have helped bring people even closer together, Woody?
Probably.
Would you change anything, or no regrets?
He's looking forward to the upgrade where he traded in this old body for something. A nice young one.
Heaven yes, hell no.
As we wrapped up the interview, I asked if there was anything else, any last thought that he would like to tell the people of the town where he spent his life. And this is what he wrote.
I love you all, and Jesus does too. It's a good message.
When Woody dies, Clint says he'll invite the entire town to line the streets outside the church to say goodbye.